out. So you have a pretty good base. They don't have incredible move, but still, they can get things done. And uh, they're a really bashy team. They can get physical without any problem, especially with Norse werewolves or berserkers. However, as a team, they have pretty low armor, so they're not incredibly durable. But still, they're a very decent choice for first team. Amazons are not really for beginners. Why? Because all their players have the same stats. So the only difference between them is the skills they start with. They pretty much all have dodge, which is nice. However, they all have 3 agility. And, well, dodge is better used by players with 4 agility or higher. But anyway, it's not like they're really a bad team, but they lack that little oomph to get things done. Plus, they have pretty low armor, so that's one of their liabilities. Regular elves. Well, I'll cover elves and high elves at the same time. They're pretty much the same thing. They have a very good passing game. They all have high agility. The elves tend to have lower armor compared to the high elves. However, the elves tend to have a bit more versatility as far as skills go. And there's one good thing about those teams is that their catchers all have 3 strengths, while most other teams would have catchers with 2 strength. So they usually can hold their own when they go past the defensive line. However, all elven teams cost a lot of money to start out, so they're not really a great choice for beginners, especially since, well, they're not really durable. So if you try to get physical with those, well, you can expect losing a few players really quickly, and then it becomes really difficult to build your team up. The Khemri are similar to the undead. However, they have less versatility. They have very low agility across the board, and that makes them really not very good candidates for a running game or passing. Well, running game, they're not that bad, but passing game, forget about it. They do have the Tomb Guardians, which have 5 strength, which is pretty high, especially for non-big guys. So they can be a pretty decent team, but not really for beginners. Necromantic teams, well, I love them, but they're not really good. They're a mishmash of different units from other teams. For example, ghouls, wights, or zombies from other teams. But, their alignment, the zombies, are pretty bad. However, their elite troops, the werewolves, and we see one here on the screen, are really, really good. They're good at offense and defense. However, well, the opponent will tend to target them, and chances are they won't live very long unless you take care of them. Nurgle teams. Nurgle teams are pretty decent. They're fun, kind of like the goblins. You will win more than with goblins when playing a Nurgle team. But still, across the board, they're slightly above average. They do have strong players, but they don't really have any great specialist players. So yeah, I can't really recommend them to anyone. Once you've played quite a bit of the game, well, go for it. They're fun. Ogres. Well, ogres are pretty much like halflings. They're really, really bad. Well, sure, you have a bunch of ogres, which are really strong and dangerous. However, most of your team will be composed of snotlings, which are the worst players in the game. Slow movement, then they have the worst strength in the game, the worst armor in the game. They're definitely not durable. And it's pretty much a crapshoot. Even when you play perfectly, things are not necessarily going to go in your favor. Vampire teams. This is another really difficult team to play. They have pretty good players in the vampires and decent linemen in the trolls. However, the vampires are held back by their bloodlust skill, and that's 1 in 6 chance of needing to feed on a thrall before their turn ends, or you get a turnover. This can really cripple your strategy, and this will pretty much doom your team. A turnover at the wrong time in the wrong place, well, it's over. So definitely not for beginners, or even advanced players will have difficulty with them. Well, they can still be useful, but it depends a lot on luck and rerolls. So I'll just grab a pretty vanilla team in the humans. We'll call them, let's see, the testers. Oh wow, whoopsie. That is definitely not very original, but hey. And I'll give them, let's see, green equipment, and well, that'll do. So let's start a campaign. When you start a campaign, basically you have only one choice, and it's to take part in the competition that is highlighted here.